Hi guys, it's Kaylee. Welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new here. Today I am doing a video where I'm going to be discussing my best and worst purchases in the past year. I probably should have done this closer to the end of 2020. It was really fun and reflective to think back on what I've bought in the last year and think about what I regret. I feel like it also gave me a lot of insight into my shopping habits moving forward. I really love watching these videos. I think they're so fun. I'm always trying to be more mindful of things that I'm bringing into my home and into my life. But before we get into it, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is ShopTagger, a longtime partner on my channel. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what ShopTagger is, but in case you don't, ShopTagger is an app and Google Chrome extension that uses clever tech to make sure that you never miss a price drop or coupon code. Really the best tool for mindful shopping. Another thing that I really like about ShopTagger is that you can organize your items into lists, which helps me to prevent any impulse buys, especially if I'm looking at something that's a bit more expensive. I've been using ShopTagger for years. I've used it for most of my purchases that I've made new, and I honestly can't imagine not having it as a tool. If you don't already have the tool downloaded, here's how it works. On your computer, you can download the browser button and add the ShopTagger tool to your Google Chrome toolbar, and then you can head over to one of your favorite stores and click the button when you see an item that you want to save. And from there, you'll fill out any applicable information about the item, like size or color, and you'll also choose when you want to receive notifications on the item. And then you can also choose if you want to save the item to a list for your own organizational purposes. Depending on your preferences, ShopTagger can send you notifications via email or mobile push, and they'll alert you when an item that you've saved goes on sale or if any relevant coupon code becomes available. ShopTagger will also alert you if your item comes back in stock, so it's worth it to save any items that might be sold out. Another really great thing about ShopTagger is when you're at checkout, they will scan for coupon codes automatically and apply the best code that's available. And they just launched a new cashback feature, and you can earn cash via PayPal when shopping at select retail partners. So if you want to give it a try, make sure to download the button and app via the link in my description box below. And thanks again to ShopTagger for working with me on another video. So now to get into my best and worst purchases of the last year. It was actually a bit hard for me to come up with worst purchases, which I think is good because in the past, maybe that wouldn't be the same. Also, a very interesting thing is that clothing and fashion and beauty items really didn't make it anywhere on this list, which are definitely my more frequently purchased items. That gives me some insight too. There are a lot of home-related items on this list. This definitely could be because of last year and quarantine. Some of these items I can't actually physically hold up, so this is definitely going to be a more chatty video. I hope that's okay with you. But yeah, let's get into it. So I'm going to start with my best purchases in no particular order. Also, if anything's shoppable, I will have it linked down below. The first thing may seem kind of random, but I hope that it can be helpful to you guys if you're looking to solve a similar problem. And that is Google Wi-Fi. I did not have proper Wi-Fi in my apartment that reached the entire space for about a year and a half of living here. Almost 2 years, which is kind of insane. I was always connecting to a hotspot off of my phone. So I have a long railroad style apartment. They're very popular in New York, and the walls are very thick. So it's pretty impossible for regular Wi-Fi and a router to reach through the entire apartment, and a lot of Wi-Fi extenders I tried did not work either. The Google Wi-Fi works for me really well. It's super easy to set up, and their extenders are also speakers, which is really cool. I won't chat too much about that, but that has been kind of life-changing to me to have Wi-Fi running throughout my entire apartment. Next, I've talked about this in a recent video, but I'm going to talk about it again, and that is Hue lighting. They're smart light bulbs that you control from your phone, and they also can change colors if you buy the colored ones, and you can dim the lighting. I've swapped out most of the lighting in my apartment for Hue light bulbs, and it has made such a difference. It's so fun. There's always some red light happening, or just a dimmer, cozier light than the awful lights that were in my apartment before that I never used. Next is something that I'm using right now, and it is a new computer. I actually got 2 new computers at the end of last year. I have a laptop and a desktop computer in my office, which is something I never thought I would say. But prior to this, I was using a computer from 2013. It was really dying on me. I'm on my computer all day, every day, and my entire income revolves around it. Obviously, I edit these videos, and then I have a separate online business. My older computer was so slow, it was making me extremely inefficient with my work and also just frustrating me a lot. But I can be really cheap about these kinds of things. I hate replacing things. I will use something until it's on its last limb. But having a new computer that's fast and has the appropriate amount of storage for my work has really been life-changing. And I work so much faster now. I've saved enough hours that the computers have probably paid for themselves. Next is an item that I actually didn't purchase. I got as a gift. My boyfriend and I both got these for Christmas. He got a separate set from his brother, and then he also got me a nice knife. It makes cooking so much easier. Oh my gosh. I know everyone always tells you that you need a nice knife, and I'm someone that really likes cooking, so I can't believe I didn't have a nice knife. But again, this is something that makes you so much more efficient, and it also makes cooking a lot more enjoyable when your knife just slices clean through things. I'm not sure what the knives I have are called, but I'll have them linked down below. Another cooking thing is my air fryer. I've seen this on some people's worst purchases, but I actually use my air fryer all the time. I love it. I think it was about $150 on Amazon. I use it for a lot of the vegan meats. Makes them so perfectly crispy. Also for fries. I've used it for pizza and it's been really yummy. Also buffalo cauliflower all the time. The options are really endless. So that's definitely one of my best purchases. The next best purchase is CBD. CBD has been life-changing, as I'm saying about all of these purchases, and it's not something I've tried until I think 6 or 7 months ago. It has been so helpful to my anxiety. The Stevie goddess oil is my favorite that I've used, and you just put it under your tongue and it gives pretty immediate relief. I also have the winged women's gummies. I've started trying these out a bit more recently. These definitely don't do as much, or you have to eat more gummies, but the gummies are really good. I expected them to taste bad. I know they have more intense products though, so maybe I just chose the wrong one. And I feel like those are really keeping me off of medication, which I have a great appreciation for. Another thing that was one of my best purchases, I would say, is therapy. I finally started therapy last year, as I feel like a lot of people did, and I really needed it for years, and I finally did it. It's expensive, but it's a great investment in yourself. My next best purchase, which I wasn't sure if I was going to put on here, is my new couch. I got a sectional couch last year. It is a Restoration Hardware cloud couch, which is an expensive couch. I've kind of been hesitant to even share what it is. I feel like a lot of people already know what it is by looking at it. It definitely took a lot of thinking over before purchasing it. It's always a couch that I've wanted. The most comfortable couch that I've ever sat on, for sure. What really led me to purchase, besides the comfort, is that it's so easily malleable to different environments, and that I could even change the color if I wanted to. The slip covers are quite easy to replace. The layout of it is quite easy to change up or add on to, and I know that it's gonna last me for a very long time. And it's just the best. It's made my home so much more cozy. If you're curious, I got the washed Belgian linen in Fog, and it is the feather core wrapped down, not the 100% down. I kind of forget the name of it now. And I got the classic depth. Sorry if the camera setup or lighting changed. My camera battery just died and I had to swap it out. But I think I'm on my last best purchase, which is kind of fraud. And it just has to do with an overall mindset shift within myself, to realizing that some things can be delegated in my life. And sometimes my time and mental energy is more valuable to me than the money that I might spend on a task, which definitely comes from a place of privilege. I don't want to downplay that at all. If you consume any financial or business content, you've definitely heard of the term abundance mindset, and that's kind of what I'm referring to. And it's really just shifting your focus to abundance and increasing your income and how you can be on the path to do so. Another beneficial purchase that kind of relates is having extra help for my business, to delegate out tasks that can be a bit more automated when my time could be better spent working on growing the business. And that's something that I'm looking to improve on over time. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many interruptions in this video. I just ran up and down my stairs and I'm out of breath. I really need to work out more. That's something that I should invest my time into. Okay, now this is something that I can put in my best and worst purchases. I definitely don't think it's a worst purchase though. I think there are just some consequences to it that I didn't fully map out when I was buying. This was a bit of an impulse purchase for myself, and it is a car. I wouldn't say it's truly impulsive, but it is something that I bought during quarantine that maybe I wouldn't have purchased if COVID never happened. I share this car with my boyfriend. We got a really good deal on it. It's a beautiful car. Purchased it used. Has really low mileage though and is in great condition. It's definitely changed my life for the better, helped me out a lot with my business. I would say that it's relieved a lot of stress, but it's also added a lot of stress, and not in a financial way. But I think I underestimated how anxious I am about driving and the car. I grew up in a really small town, a rural town. We barely had stoplights, and starting to drive again after not driving for a while in New York City, probably one of the most chaotic cities to drive in. I feel like definitely, at least in the US. Streets are so narrow, there's pedestrians everywhere, people are constantly honking, bikers, there's so many distractions, and the streets are so clogged. It's just definitely been an adjustment to me. I was also having nightmares constantly for like the first 6 months of getting the car that I lost the car. I don't think that would ever happen. Reoccurring, like pretty much the same every time. I know it sounds silly, but my car is always parked in a different place because we don't pay for a spot. It just gets parked on the street. So I think that's just my stress coming up in my sleep, but that's really the only reason why I would maybe group it into worst purchase, because I feel like it has caused me a lot of anxiety, but it's something that I want to get through. Now to my actual worst purchases. Like I said, these were a little bit difficult to come up with for me, which I am happy about. But the first one is takeout. I think sometimes this could be grouped into best purchases. Again, with investing in your time, sometimes it is worth it to just order takeout for lunch if you're really busy for the day and have a lot of work to get done. I think I've definitely ordered too much unnecessary takeout for dinner due to not properly planning my grocery shopping or just being lazy. So I would definitely say that's a worst purchase. Parking tickets are another one. I feel like they can pretty much always be prevented. I don't have a specific item for this, but I would say random secondhand purchases. I'm much more quick to pull the plug on a purchase when it's secondhand and seems like I better get this if I want it, and if I end up not wanting it, I can just sell it. I feel like I don't do that in an excessive amount, but it definitely can happen. I wrote down maybe any heels that I've bought this year, but I think I'll end up wearing them once all of this is over. And something that I hope doesn't come off too harsh is that I wrote down my Savage X Fenty purchases. That was an impulse buy for me, and I accidentally got charged for the membership again. They were doing that whole Black Friday thing. Maybe some of you guys purchased as well. And I'd been wanting to try some stuff for a while, but I just ended up being kind of unimpressed. So I would say I regret those because they weren't returnable. Other than that, I think a lot of clothes and shoes don't end up on here because a lot of the stuff that I wear I got for free via gifting or via my own brand, so I don't think it's really fair to put it in this video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear about your best and worst purchases below. Also, make sure you guys check out ShopTagger if you haven't already, and thanks again to them for sponsoring this video. I'll be sure to see you guys super soon. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!